From Bill Maher refusing to dance around buzzwords.
But words migrate.
Why is that a bad thing?
To Joan Rivers shutting down the host.
Are you wearing leather shoes?
Yeah,
Shut up.
I'm talking.
These are the times when comedians make woke hosts lose their minds.
Are you a germaphobe? Are you not a hugger? No hugging, no touching, you're germaphobe?
No, they said keep it quick, just go and sit down.
Oh, okay, so we can touch you?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, good.
Ricky brushes it off, but the conversation soon turns into one of those classic woke host versus comedian who doesn't care moments.
Referring to Sex and the City 2, you said, I was sure the Golden Globe would go to the team that airbrushed that poster.
Yeah.
A little sexist.
No, it's not. Why is it sexist?
The host tries dragging up old drama, but Ricky just dismantles the whole thing with straight-face logic.
You're saying that the girls are older and they need to be airbrushed?
No, I think they look great at their age.
Oh.
Why hide it?
Oh.
I don't think that you lose your sensuality or your beauty because you hit 53. I'm saying, why are they hiding it?
Oh, I see. That's not what people
But that was not all. Another co-host points out the lack of women in that famous comedy roundtable.
You just saw a clip from it, right? So we got Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock, Louis C.K. No women comedians on that panel?
Who would you replace?
And right when the question hangs in the air, Ricky drops a joke that completely derails the host.
But men are intimidated by funny women, so we didn't want them in the room. That's a joke.
The awkwardness is half the comedy. And while Ricky's busy making hosts short circuit, Bill Maher faces a different kind of chaos.
Question. The election is less than 6 months away, and Biden has done good things. Now, Trump is facing 88 felony charges, and he talks a lot about the Supreme Court decision. What are we missing here, or what are people missing here?
But Bill puts the whole conversation back down to earth with a reality check.
I would never say that we should put the swastika on the cap because I think you can hate Donald Trump. You can't hate everybody who likes him. It's half the country. I don't want to live in that country. I don't want to live in the country where I hate half the country and I don't hate half the country.
Bill tries to explain why he thinks the culture war stuff is actually helping Trump.
That's the answer to the Donald Trump situation is what's going to get him elected is this woke stuff that a lot of people in this country just don't go for.
The moment he uses the word woke, Sonny Hostin breaks down its history.
In the first segment, you used the term woke, and you said that woke is what was sort of ruining everything. And I know that you're...
No, I didn't say ruining everything. I said that's why Trump could get reelected.
That's why Trump could get reelected.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Bill's just trying to explain that language evolves and the meaning has shifted.
So I was surprised to hear you use the term because historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the Black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and so
migrate.
why is that a bad thing?
What makes the moment funny is the disconnect. Bill is talking about political overreach, and the hosts are debating about the morality of a word.
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want.
Okay.
Because maybe that is a word that's triggering, and so let's not use that word. I don't know.
By the time he cracks a joke, half the table pretends not to notice. The other half is trying to steer the conversation back to something safe.
But don't tell me that the left hasn't changed. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when it was the conservatives who hated the Jews.
Yeah.
Okay. That was a joke. But,
Too dark.
Bill is just calmly dropping statements that blow right past their comfort zone. This is the kind of thing that makes woke hosts lose their footing. And if you think that exchange was tense, wait until Whoopi brings up Kurt Russell's headline-making comments.
Recently, you made some headlines for saying that you felt gun control laws wouldn't deter terrorists. Explain to folks.
While the hosts are bracing for some careful PR-approved answer, Kurt leans into the topic with some blunt confidence.
First of all, I was in a situation, we do what we call the dog and pony.
Right.
We're out doing the dog and pony selling a picture, and you get kind of, sometimes you get what you feel is slightly ambushed by somebody who's really got an agenda, and that's sort of, I think, that's my opinion of what happened to me the other day.
Kurt is absolutely not backing away just because the room gets uncomfortable.
The last thing I like to watch is entertainers or actors get political. It's just something I can't stand watching.
Instead of getting defensive or dodging the question, he calmly draws a line between the Hollywood world they all live in and the real world.
Is that there's a big difference between fantasy land and reality. Fantasyland is what we do. You're either writing something, writing a song, writing a book, doing a movie, doing a television show. That's Fantasyland. And that's where that stuff belongs.
He's just explaining that the conversations actors have on set aren't the same as the conversations people have about real threats.
I think there's a very strong reason Founding Fathers had for the Second Amendment, and that is that no government ever hasn't had to fight its own people, and its own people hasn't had to fight its own government.
Kurt handles it with so much elegance. But he's not the only one. A few seasons later, Tim Allen walks in with that TV dad energy.
Which I hate in big arenas, that this is a thought police thing, and I do not like it. But when I use these words, this is my intent behind those words.
Yeah.
Wow.
So as long as you understand my intent, I still get people, well, just don't say it. And I said, I'm not going to do that.
He talks about thought police, people clipping his jokes for Twitter, and now he hates having to explain the intent behind every word.
If you go watch the movie Blazing Saddles.
Oh my God, forget
You
it.
can't even watch that without looking around in your own room.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
After Kurt Russell, Joan Rivers walks up to dismantle the cancel culture. The host talks about how successful Joan Rivers has been. Best-selling books, sold-out shows, even her fashion critiques. The hosts call them mean, and Joan immediately cuts in.
It's not mean.
Really?
It's not mean. You can. It's not mean.
The host tries asking if she ever worries about hurting feelings. Joan just shrugs it off.
You're not
Someone
really
doesn't
worried
like it.
about feelings being hurt.
Well, not when it's about dresses. It's not about them. It's about clothing.
Okay.
Then the host brings up the darker jokes Joan makes. Casey Anthony's baby, Princess Diana, stuff people consider off limits.
Well, what about when it is about something, that really does seem off limits to a lot of people? I mean, even in your book, you kind of joke about the death of Casey Anthony's baby, Princess Diana surviving so many landmines and who she dated. I mean, do you feel like there are boundaries ever?
Joan basically says life is hard and making people laugh is a break from the pain.
Life is very tough, and if you can make a joke to make something easier and funny, do it.
The host keeps pushing the shock value angle, talking about Joan wearing fur on her book cover and how she must have expected backlash. Joan finally snaps.
This whole interview is becoming a defensive interview.
No!
Are you wearing leather shoes?
Yeah,
Shut up.
I'm talking.
You know what I mean? I don't want to hear. You're wearing fur. You're wearing leather shoes.
The host tries to keep going, but Joan is done. She gets up and walks out, saying they're not the right person to interview somebody who does comedy.
I wear fur that was killed 15 years ago. I work for animal rights. Stop it with, and you do this, and you're mean, and you're that. You are not the one to interview a person who does humor. Sorry.
And if Joan walking out doesn't tell you everything about how comedy and TV tension collide, Chris Rock wraps it up nicely.
Not letting comedians work is, what happens is everybody gets safe.
Right.
And when everybody gets safe and nobody tries anything, things get boring.
Right.
He's not ranting, just calmly calling out what he sees. A whole industry playing it safe. And because of that, a lot of comedy just isn't funny anymore.
So I see a lot of unfunny comedians. I see unfunny TV shows. I see unfunny award shows. I see unfunny movies. Because everybody's scared to make a move.
At the end of the day, none of these moments are accidents. The comedians are just not built for scripted outrage, soft questions, or pretend sensitivity. Some guests adapt to the room. These ones make the room adapt to them. That's why these moments stick.